Start that again.
Yeah. that'll make the intro cut then. Yeah.
Gag reel.
Yeah. Courtney Cox, same thing.
No. Okay. Did you see Cougar Town?
Yeah.
Did you watch Cougar Town?
Yeah, I did.
Like of all the work, it like did something wrong.
They messed up something?
Yeah, her face. Her whole face.
No, like music I shouldn't like. I was thinking about that. I was like Selena.
Kelly Clarkson.
No, I do like Kelly Clarkson, but Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like her music. I shouldn't like Selena Gomez music.
Yeah.
But I like it.
That feels fair.
And she has a baby face. She looks like a freaking baby.
Such a baby face. I know. I see her and everybody's like, "Oh, she's so beautiful," and I was like, "Is she?" Which is awful because she is, and she takes very good care of her skin. I'm 100% sure, but
oh, she's cute if you're into kids.
yeah.
Yeah, like anybody, I couldn't date her because I feel like I was doing something wrong.
Right. Yeah.
And she's of age, but she doesn't look it.
Part one.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, do the crap with me. Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, do the steak with me. Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, do the rock with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of our digital memoir. This is episode 2 of the Bestie's interview. My name is Ricky. As you know me, if you're my kids, I'm your dad, hopefully. And obviously I'm from Kansas originally. I was born in Kansas City, Kansas. And this is my friend Amanda, your aunt.
I feel like we know each other too. Amanda, I'm from Illinois originally. I feel like you probably know how I met your dad, but we'll get into that.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask just a couple questions so you guys can get to know us, and maybe we'll learn something here today too. I guess I'll start it off. First off, how long have we known each other?
Since March 20th, 2006.
that's pretty specific. How do you remember that?
I feel like at 8 a.m. as well, so. You don't remember when we started?
Yes, I know it was the 20th though.
March 20th, 2006. So I had just moved to Kansas. The weekend, so the Saturday before March 20th, so March 18th, Bradley University had just beat Kansas University to advance in the March Madness bracket. And then I started at Farmers, and we started on March 20th. We were in the same training class. It's a very specific, it had to do with my intro, it was the whole thing, so.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know the day. I knew it was March. I didn't know it was the 20th though, so good for you. I'm impressed.
2006, so 12 years, 12 and a half years. What was your first impression of me?
Well, my first impression, I don't really know, because I was just kind of like a new kid, because I had just moved back to Kansas from Arkansas. So I was still kind of like weird, I think, myself. And so
That was my first impression.
and so I didn't really get my first like impression of her was when like the training class asked if anyone was new to the area, and she raised her hand, and my first impression was like, oh my god, someone else is new. This would be really cool to get to know this person. And so I was like super excited to get to know her. So I was like, okay, so she's new. In my mind, like, since she's new, she's gotta be nice. So my initial impression was like, I thought you were nice.
That's nice. I am. Very nice.
So what was your first impression? Oh, you said I'm weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it's fair.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
So I'll tell you though, what I remember about you first was not the raising the hands for who's from out of town. It was when we talked about our previous jobs, and you went through like this whole laundry list of all these jobs you'd ever had, and I was like, Worlds of Fun, Sonic, and I can't even remember any of the others, but it was like a list that didn't quit, and I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
That's a fact too. No,
Yeah.
That's very good.
A varied history. If I ever killed anybody, would you help me cover it up?
If it was a stranger, probably. Like if you accidentally killed someone.
Has this answer changed over the years?
Well, you mean like when I first met you? Oh, when I first met you? No, I wouldn't have. Well, I don't know, man. I would probably help you. Yeah, I'd probably help you cover it up. I'm not gonna lie, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Mm-hmm.
I am a conspirator.
Co-conspirator.
I'm a co-conspirator in murder. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But if it happened, I would probably. Yeah, I would try to help you cover it up.
It's good to know that you have friends like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not helping you cover anything up. It's just for Aunt Amanda, not you.
Sorry, kids. I wouldn't help you either. I don't know. We'll talk.
What were your first thoughts when I started dating Courtney and like we were dating and then we were getting married?
I would like to start with, I love your mom. I love her. She's one of my best friends now. At the time, I thought you were fucking crazy.
Fair.
And I was not shy about telling you that.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, I didn't know, obviously everybody knows the story now about how quick it was. And so there was a lot from my end of, what are you doing? You're making a big mistake. How could you do this? And I voiced all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Even after all that, you were, you voiced your opinion, but you said your piece and then you supported me the entire time.
Yep.
So I haven't stated this, but for the record, so everyone knows, this is my best girlfriend. It's the best girlfriend I've ever had. Not like dating girlfriend, but like, friend girl. I don't know what you guys call it now, but whatever. So, yeah.
Platonic friendship.
Is that what this called?
Well, yeah.
Or
Platonic means like.
I know. No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you, so like same thing though, I mean Dan and I got engaged after only 6 months. How did you feel about that?
Well, so here's
Because he came to the wedding and that was, I think we were engaged by then though, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the weird thing is, and earlier today we were talking about like life friends, like you have these friends that you may not talk to them all the time, but like you can pick up just like things never change, nothing left. And so there was a point in time, like I guess when we were both kind of dating, you were dating Dan, I was dating Courtney. I think there was a blank time in our friendship there where we weren't really.
We were all in on what we were doing.
No, and so.
Like our own,
Yeah, we were doing our own thing and I wasn't really clued in at that time. So I was like, finally got to meet Dan in person and I'm not trying to blow his head up. And Dan, which where your place is and this whole thing is like, obviously Amanda's like much more awesome than you are. You're awesome, but she's much more awesome. But I was like, huh?
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're gonna get into it a little bit later, but I've always been really protective of Amanda, and so when I was like, oh, here's some dude, I'm just being honest. I was like, here's some dude trying to date my friend.
Right.
But Dan turned out, and I gotta make this video about Dan, but I gotta say the piece. But Dan was awesome, Uncle Dan. He's awesome. I was like, okay, this is okay. I'm okay with this. So I had no problems with it. And then it was like a couple months after I met him, they got married. And then so Courtney asked me the other day, she's like, did we go there? I was like, no. I was like, we didn't go because
it was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. That's a whole other thing. So we're not even gonna get into that. I love Dan. Dan's the homie. Dan gives great hugs. If he does, make sure you always give Uncle Dan hugs because he loves to receive them and he's good at giving them. So if someone offered you $1 million for us to never talk again, would you take it?
No.
What?
No, I wouldn't.
Nah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I hope to be independently wealthy without, needing to be offered the money.
Yeah, I think
that's the goal. And the type of friendship that we have is like a quality long-term, very loyal friendship, and I just don't think there's anything that.
There's no monitor. The things that I got, like health-wise, like mentally, there's like I could pay a ton of counselors and couldn't get the guidance that she's provided through our friendship. So.
And the laughs.
And oh yeah, obviously the laughs and the laughs. And the laughs, mostly the laughs. Yeah.
There's a lot.
A few cries. A few cries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When have you been the most upset at me? This is gonna be good because I feel like we just talked about the most upset I've been with you is the quick engagement.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know if I know this answer.
The most upset I've been at Amanda, and this is selfish, and this is gonna be covered in another video.
Never mind, I know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and no. So so I moved back to Kansas. I didn't have any friends. The first time I moved back to Kansas, I didn't have any friends, and so me and Amanda became really good friends, and so we were working at Farmers. It was 18 months.
So I left September 2007. So yeah, 18 months or so.
Oh, okay, 18 months. So we've been friends for a while, and then Amanda got pregnant with James, and so at that point, the best decision for her was to move back to Illinois, be with family. Which I get it, but the selfish part of me, and like I said, like you guys don't understand like how amazing our relationship is, that when she's left, I was pissed. And it's nothing she did, it's just me being selfish. Like I wasn't like, oh, I fucking hate her now. Just like I was like upset because like she was leaving, and then I was like, nope, there goes my friend. And it's like
I definitely thought this was going the path of Nebraska Furniture Mart.
no. But you can go ahead and tell that. The other time I've been upset, Amanda.
Yeah. So after we had started at Farmers, Ricky and I obviously became friends. We were both from out of town, so he saw that as an easy way for us to have a fast friendship. And while we were working there, we have another friend, Bestie, who worked with us as well. And Bestie and I had made plans to go to Nebraska Furniture Mart to do some shopping for his apartment. And we had gone together, and Ricky hadn't been invited. And I mean, like, I just found out within the last few years how devastating that was.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was more mad at Bestie, actually.
Okay.
I was more mad at him because I was like, that was my friend. It's like, and I was mad at her too because I was like, in my head, I was like, we're gonna be friends. It was like the very next day after, we was like, who's new here? And I was like, oh, we're gonna be awesome friends. And then like the next day, it's like, oh yeah, we went to Nebraska Furniture Mart last night. I was like, oh, okay.
I see how it is. And then Bestie taught Dan how to floss recently, so I didn't know if that was upsetting too. 'Cause she's trying to hone in on that friendship too.
No, that was awesome. That's like,
That was a moment.
that was awesome. Dan learning how to floss. Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
can send you the picture if you want to input.
Yeah, we should definitely put that in right here.
Yeah.
So this is Dan flossing somewhere in this video.
What's your favorite memory of us?
Ah, shit. There's a lot in there. Okay, my favorite memory of us, it's like a two-parter.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, it's actually what solidified our friendship was me helping her move out of her apartment.
Yep.
That's my favorite memory. Even though it was kind of like a shitty situation, I knew that solidified our relationship. That was a very emotional event. I don't know how in depth into the situation you want to go, but it was when Amanda was having to move back to Illinois, and me and our other friend Justin helped her move out of her apartment, and her dad came down too. So I got married. Her dad. Dad's freaking awesome, dude's awesome. Looks exactly the same as I met him the first time too. Sure. By the way,
yeah.
It was a very emotional because she was also leaving a relationship as well from that, and so getting to be there for her, I knew I was like, okay, that like we're like if this if this doesn't make us like friends, like I don't know what will.
Yeah.
And so that was the first part of that. And then the second part of that same memory kind of connects is when I came to visit you in Illinois.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
mine. So.
Oh, okay. So I'll let you go ahead on that then.
No, you finish.
No.
But I agree with you. That's probably my favorite memory because I feel like that's what really cemented the future of our friendship.
Yeah. No, like, did anyone else come see you besides me?
No.
Okay, good. It's like, yeah. So my friends always say, I always show up. They can't tell me I don't show up. They ask me to be somewhere, I'm gonna show up. And so I went to visit you in Illinois, and it was an awesome time for me. We didn't do anything.
We
sat around.
We tried to get ice cream.
Yeah. Would you like to elaborate on ice cream?
Okay, so we tried to get ice cream in this small town in Illinois, and everything.
What's the name of the town?
Mackinac, Illinois. It's actually the town I got married in. And it's right by where my parents lived. But I told Ricky, we had gone into town, the ice cream shop was closed, and I was like, shoot, it's close to dark. They don't serve black people after dark. So we ended up going to the IGA to pick up a carton of ice cream. But I mean, obviously that was not the rules, but you gotta.
It's funny. That's hilarious. But no, that trip was a good trip because like, it was definitely a different. It was like, I wouldn't say we're at low points at that point, but we're like emotionally.
Yeah, it wasn't the highest point.
No,
in
we
either
were.
of our lives. I mean,
yeah. So as far as like everything else, but emotionally, we were at a low point both emotionally because once again, my friends had moved away at that point, and Amanda had been my best friend, and so. I had missed being able to like see her. I was spoiled. I was seeing her every day. I was talking to her every day.
Lunch every day. We went to lunch. We spent money like stupid money.
Yeah,
on lunch.
like we were ballers or something.
Right.
We were not ballers by any means.
Yeah.
But and we had a great talk while we were up there. I think cried a little bit that night. Yeah, it was good. It was a great experience and like.
You got to meet James, and I think that was big too. And I still have a picture of you holding James. So he was a little bitty at the time too. And it's a big deal because at the time you were in Illinois for a cat in Chicago, and you drove down to my parents' house outside of Bloomington Normal, which is a good 3-hour haul. So that was important to mention too. It's not like it was like, hey, I'm in the neighborhood.
No.
Like, hey, I'm in Chicago. Can I come see you in Central Illinois?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite too.
Okay, so have you ever been kicked out of a public place? Okay, so I've never been kicked out of a public place, but
That surprises me.
I've damn near been thrown out of a public place before. That would be the time when we were at Quiznos.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes. And so all Amanda's ever seen in me at that point just sunshiny Ricky, like all the time. Like you guys probably see me, sunshiny Ricky all the time.
All the time.
And so we go to Quiznos, and I'm like, I order my sandwiches the same way. If I go to one of these sandwich places, I eat them the same every time. It's turkey, cheese, maybe a little mayonnaise, no veggies ever.
No
Never.
lettuce, no tomato. Don't mess around with that stuff.
No, never. And so I go through the little Quiznos line, and I'm like, hey, this is how I want my sandwich. The same way I get it at every shop. And they send it through the little oven, and they're getting ready to wrap it up, and the lady dumps, like mounds of lettuce. Just a ridiculous amount of lettuce.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like,
You know how they do.
yeah, and I get to the thing, I'm like, that's not my sandwich, and the cashier, and who's also the owner / manager, is like, yes, it is. It's like, well, I didn't want any lettuce on it. And so they literally take their hands and scrape the lettuce off of the sandwich. I'm like, I erupted. I went all full on rage. I told that man I was gonna come back behind the counter and get my money if he didn't give it to me or whatever. And I look back and I see Amanda and Justin's face. Amanda's just like,
I mean, by the way, I'm like 8.5 months pregnant at the time too, like horrified. What am I gonna do?
yeah.
I can't physically protect you in this instance. I can't back you up, man. It's a good time.
Have you ever been kicked out of a public place?
Yes.
Where have you been kicked out of?
I was trying to have drinks at a bar after a wedding, and I was a bridesmaid in the wedding party.
Were you old enough to be drinking? I
was old enough to be drinking, but I had probably been overserved. Note to self, kids, don't do that to yourselves. But I was trying to get into this bar and order drinks, and I didn't have my ID on me at the time, and I was like, seriously, like, I'm obviously old enough to be here. Like, I was just in a wedding. I can get kind of mouthy, so it did not end well for me.
They physically remove you, or did they ask you?
They asked me to leave.
Okay.
I've never been physically removed from here. What's your lamest skill?
My lamest skill, that it should be, it's definitely lame, but I'm actually kind of proud of it at the same time, is that I do a great cow impression. That's my cow.
It's good.
Thank you.
I like it.
What's your lamest skill?
I don't know. I shop really well. I'm a great shopper. And my skill in that is that I get to know the people at my favorite stores really well. And then they remember me and my family and any known associates of mine and treat them really well when they go into the store. So that's, that's something. It's not, so like that's building relationships, right?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So there's that.
Yeah.
It's that.
It's impressive. I don't go anywhere that much except for work. All right. So, have you ever looked in the mirror and winked at yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Anytime I've had more than 2 drinks. Find myself in the bathroom giving that self-talk like, it's cool. You're having fun. You look good. Get on back out there.
Yeah, and what's hilarious is like I'm pretty sure that everyone who does that, it all sounds just like super lame as shit. And I like, because I know I remember.
It would be embarrassing if anybody else saw it.
Yeah, I remember like looking at it, I was like, damn, you look good today. Damn, like have my shirt off in the mirror and stuff. I'm like, I ain't what I used to be. I'm getting it back, but back in the day. Your dad, he was nice, but yeah, definitely.
Great, yeah, it's like a little positive self-affirmation. Mm-hmm. Nothing like a good pick-me-up. If you could be a superhero, which would you be?
Well, I would be my favorite superhero is Superman. I've always loved Superman. He's always been my favorite superhero. In fact, I still have dreams about being Superman and I fantasize sometimes about being like, oh, I could fly, whatever. I could be really, really fast. Like, yeah, Superman is my go-to hero.
If you had a guess, what would you say that mine would be? Good luck to you.
I know, shoot. I'm gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, I have 2. It could be between 2.
Can I do 2 yeses?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go ahead and say Supergirl, and then I'm gonna say She-Ra.
Why has he gotta pick the females? I am gonna say Iron Man or Batman.
Ah, my bad.
They're loaded.
Sticking it in a box.
And they build their own toys. I'm all about that.
You built some toys?
No.
Oh.
Dan got his new iPad and he's building, he just sent off his first proposal to somebody. So when we make it big, kids, I won't forget about you.
Okay. Who was your celebrity crush?
Okay. So, it kind of depends on the stage of life. I really liked Jonathan Taylor Thomas back in the day. was like the number one. Okay, well, but if we're going further back than that, probably New Kids on the Block, and I really like Joey McIntyre. And then Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And then I, for whatever reason, had a real thing for Tobey Maguire in like my early high school years. Right? Why? I don't know.
It's a goofball.
And then like today, I'm a huge Cubs fan. Chris Bryant.
Gosh, celebrity crushes. Oh, so many.
Yeah, right? I
So
know.
little time. Obviously, off top, Kelly Kapowski, real name and life, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Yeah, I was.
She still got it.
Yeah, I was. Well, yeah, yeah.
Obsessed.
She was like the real deal. Saved by the Bell. I think that show transcends time. You can watch that at any point. It's still gonna be good. A lot of real issues
Real
and stuff.
messages, and they resolved everything in 22 minutes. So.
Yeah. Life's
Real
not
life.
like that. It's not like that at all. Don't get it twisted. Obviously, Halle Berry, I mean, she's just been
I
there.
knew
like,
that was coming.
Yeah, that's just like a thing that just happens.
She doesn't age.
Okay. All right. Where would we go on a road trip? Now, is this just a road trip, or can we fly there, or are you just saying just a road trip?
Road trip.
Okay.
Road trip. And then we can go in and fly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So where would we
answer
go?
both. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, New Mexico. Albuquerque. Because why not?
Huh. What time of year would we go?
Like late spring.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
good. I
see,
could do that.
that'd be good.
I could do that.
Right.
Let's see.
And stop at all of the tourist traps.
Okay.
Yeah. Biggest ball of yarn? Yes, please. Rock that looks like Yosemite Sam? Yes.
Where would I take us?
Betty Boop Museum? Psh,
Oh,
only
you-
live 20 minutes away from that.
Okay, so she's put some thought in this. I had no idea. I was like, we've never been out of the country together.
Nope. I haven't.
We should make that happen because I've been out of the country with Disney like twice now, maybe 3 times at this point.
I feel like you're trying to get at something. My jealousy here.
I'm just saying, maybe that makes up for Nebraska Furniture Mart.
I've never done a cruise. I'm scared. Open water.
Yeah, it was okay. I just like the beach. I mean, and the thing about it, I hate the beach. That's funny. I actually like the
I
pool.
like the pool.
I like the pool. Yeah, I like the pool. I don't like the beach.
Nope, I like to get up early, sit my stuff out at the pool by like 7 a.m., chill for an hour or two, go have breakfast, come back to my seats that I've already secured for the entire day, and not leave. Drink cart comes around 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm there all day.
Okay, so that's us. That's our relationship. Did you learn anything today that you already know?
I am impressed by the fact that we have the same shared positive memory of one another. That's fun because I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Things you don't talk about that go unsaid that I think that's special.
yeah, that's definitely something I learned. I had no idea that was like the same. Like you thought the same thing, and then like the same feelings about that memory. So yeah. So guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for checking us out. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye bye.